Okay, so hello, you guys. Dana Lee is back here with Madeline in the house. Hi, Mads.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So I wanted to invite Madeline on our little split screen here to share a bit about her story, her journey. So, Madeline, you said you're 62.
Yes.
62. Look at that, 62 strong.
And I'm going to be 63 Thursday.
Oh, and I'm going to be 45. Well, June 6th, so it's going to be like
Oh, that's right. You're the
yeah,
Gemini.
we're close. Yeah, Gemini. So I want to just share because it really doesn't matter what age you're at. It doesn't matter when you're ready to take a good look at yourself and you're ready to up level and love yourself. It doesn't matter. Age,
Correct.
the number doesn't matter.
Right.
So Madeline, share a little bit about yourself with the ladies or whoever is watching this video. What do you want them to know about you?
Okay. Okay. Well, I have been struggling most of my life with dieting and losing weight. So just saying that, and trying to exercise and get into a better body. So what happened was in January, I've been thinking about doing a working out and training. So I found a lifelong friend of mine, Barb Steinmetz, um, who was lives in my town and was a personal trainer I've been wanting to go to for a few years. So something clicked in me because I nothing else was working. I went to the gym, I tried on my own, I danced, I did everything, and nothing. I would quit everything. So something said to me, maybe a private trainer would be the best thing for me. But I knew that I'm on a like pretty much a fixed budget. So the money thing was kind of stopping me. But I realized that um, if I didn't start investing in myself at this age, that it pretty much was going to be a done deal in my life. So I decided to start with her. So that's my there's a point here. So I started working out with her in January, twice a week, which was like changed my life. And I'm still in the program, and it's May. Um,
Woo-hoo-hoo. we
so
share, we share wins in the mentorship program, so it
yes,
is a win. It is like
yeah,
the follow through and the commitment, and it's like I'm doing this for me, and you want
right. Yeah. And it was very important because I had read some articles that about being over 60 as a woman, if you really didn't start getting your muscles moving, you're going to lose them, and man, I don't want to do that because I'm like a young 60, you know what I mean? Like I'm act like I'm 20, and I want to do things that I did when I was 20 and 30 and 40. So anyway, so that led, then Barbara is works with Dana.
yeah,
So that's
we
how
have
I,
mutual. We both know Barbara. Yeah,
yeah.
Barbara and I go way back as well. Not as far as you guys go back, but
First grade, yeah.
yeah, you got me beat.
So,
Barbara and
well,
I think are like 10 plus years
but
now.
that's pretty good
So yeah,
too.
yeah. That's
So I met Dana, and she was doing this mindset program. So it sounded kind of like intriguing to me because I'm like, I'm to me, this is like therapy. And I'll get into that later. But I've had a lot of therapy in my life since I was about 20 because I went through some hard times. I'm divorced from my son's father, and he had alcoholism and et cetera, et cetera. And then so I was in a lot of therapy growing, from 29 years old. Um, and then with my son, but that's another story. But anyway, so my point is, this was intriguing to me because I like things that are self-help. Um, and I knew that I needed a lot of self-help in the food area in my life because it was what was happening to me. I was noticing that I was like incessantly snacking at night, and it was like out of control. So I'm like, I got to do something, but I didn't really know what it was. So when Dana started talking about it, I'm like, wow, this sounds like really cool. Like it was like taking it to another level. So I was a little hesitant at first because, like I said, I'm on a budget, I'm on Social Security, but I do other things on the side. but I have to really kind of watch where I put my money. So we had a Zoom session and she kind of encouraged me that, you will find the money if you really need to do something that's important for yourself. And I didn't think about it for long, actually, because I was able to do it and do it in payments. So for me, it's like an investment. All it really is like $25 a week. So what the hell is that? That's like a nothing. And it means so much for me. So that's how it started. I'm still in the program. And then I don't know if you want to ask me to
Yeah.
continue.
So, okay. So then that was like, that actually leads me right to, that point of deciding to join, like deciding to
Correct.
do this for yourself. Like you kind of knew. I mean, part of it, let's just be honest. Our Zoom session we had together was like magic. I mean, we were both
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like we had
Yeah.
so many parallels that was like unreal.
Yeah. It was really like a strange thing. We just were
Yeah.
connecting
It's
and I'm very
really connected.
spiritual. So just
So
every,
yeah, I
yeah.
do believe that that's part of the process. You have to really love your coach and your mentor. It has to be like a, you know.
Yes.
So honestly, if your eyeballs are on this video watching this, there's got to be something about my character. You've done the
Correct.
training videos in the series. You've watched my Facebook lives. That I trust. I trust that process of like I put that intention out for the women to come in who are
Right.
super cool, who can
Right.
hang with this work
Right.
and do this work. So Madeline and I were like this.
Yeah.
And so you made that decision, and the money was you were a little nervous about that.
Hmm.
And I kept saying, because this is something that I've learned about myself in the past too, and I've been scared to make a financial investment.
Yes.
First of all, it's a shift of thinking, I'm not going to invest in this thing. What you're investing in is yourself. That's a big
Right.
discerning
And
factor.
that's what I'm like, my point was, because
Yeah.
man, we can go buy coffee, this and that, $5, $5, and really, what are you getting out of it? Nothing.
Yeah.
And it shows me, I think I started in February, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm in it like it's just it's been an amazing journey. So we'll get into more of
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
that's really how I started. So
Okay. So you knew inside though it was like, this is intriguing. Like this is a little
yes,
something different. And so you knew that it was a yes. And then it was a matter of trusting the process of like, okay, and the money will show up. And
correct. And it did.
it did.
And it is. And
What?
I'm doing it and I love
You're
it.
doing
And
it
it's the
and you're
best
loving
thing.
it.
It's the best thing. It's changed my life. I'm
Oh,
telling you, when I was going to join with my sister, remember I was
yeah,
telling you, I think,
yeah,
and at the time she wasn't into it, but like I told her now, I said, you have to do this. It's very, especially because her and I had the same issues growing up with it. My other sister, no, not so much with food, but her and I and my
yeah.
mom, so
When there's a lot of parallels, because like my sister and I, same, like there's a lot of like entrenched in our upbringing and our stories.
right.
It can be really helpful if you can do this work with that sibling.
Right. That's
Absolutely.
what I was trying to explain to her, because I think we would get even more out of it because we lived together. I
Yeah,
slept
you
in
lived it.
bed with her growing up,
And instead of judging and being so harsh on each other, it really does, especially after module 4, we do the judgment module where you're
Right.
really able to see like, oh, I can actually objectively look at this now, and there's more compassion for your sister, compassion for
Correct.
you, what you guys have been through. So it
Right.
really up levels the conversation, so you're not attacking one another, but you're actually understanding one another and
That's
different
right.
viewpoints, and that you grew up in the same household but have
Mm,
two different stories, and that's okay.
sure. Yeah. So that's how I met you and all that. So I forget now, what
Yeah,
was the
so
next?
now, okay, so this leads perfectly into we want to hear some about like how it's been so awesome the last few months. Like, okay, so it's life changing, it's
Okay.
life changing. So what
Um,
I'd love to hear like 2 or 3 takeaways of like how it's. I know sometimes like, wait, I have to narrow it down because I feel like you've had a lot of breakthroughs,
yeah.
but if you could narrow it down, like what have been some major turning points so far in our work together?
Okay. Like I mentioned before about the snacking at night,
Mm.
um, that has actually almost stopped. So I'm not even going to say it. it probably was a process going forward just from doing a lot of the worksheets and things like that. So that's not really a good where to start, but that has been a big breakthrough for me because um what I've been what I've been doing, this actually is the breakthrough. Instead of going to the snacking, I go to the modules.
Yeah.
And it sounds like kind of, because people tell me like, okay, when you're trying to like diet and all this, well, if you feel like snacking, go for a walk. That doesn't do it for me. See, what does it for me is to get my brain going and not just my body. So I started to notice like in the evening, I would do the modules is the best time for me because that's when my food issues come up. I'm fine all day. I can eat normal. I eat this. And then after like 6, 7 o'clock is when I would like start going into this like other Madeline, like what the hell is this? Like taking whatever is there. I mean, it was just horrible. M&Ms and potato chips
Yeah,
and
whether you wanted it or not, it's like, just let me,
yeah, it was like, and it wasn't even because I've been stressed, because actually I'm in a very good point in my life right now and I'm not really stressed about anything. So I don't even know what the hell that was about. Like it's like a habit. It became a habit. So when the modules came, this is what I would do. It would be like, all right, let's see, what module am I on tonight? And then it was like I was in school. I love school and I love learning. So that's why I think that was helping me, because now I'm doing work on myself, and that's what the modules are. There's what do you call it? Exercises that go along with it. So it's not just Dana talking, which then I'll get to that, because just her alone talking on the podcast is like comforting. And no, I'm
oh,
serious. It's
that's
like,
what you say.
I'll be like lying in bed and I'll have my thing here and I'm like, okay, so let me listen to her for a little bit.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
cool.
so it's like a comfort and a informative
Yeah.
and then like a teaching kind of thing. So that was helping me to not do the other, to eat.
Yeah, well, the connection there truly is because what we're looking for with food is this like some sort of emotional or intellectual fulfillment, but food
Right.
will never give that to you. It's never going to give that to you, even though we constantly seek it. It's kind of like being a junkie. You're
Yeah,
constantly seeking something that's never going to actually fulfill what it is you're looking for. So when you're able to do these modules, the thing is you're filling your soul and your spirit,
correct. And
and you're learning and you value learning. So same with
that's
me, learning is high up on my value list.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, so any woman watching this right now, if you value learning and like going to school or being the student, this is right up your alley.
yeah. And it's really, because when you're doing the modules, you're delving into things in your past. That's why I say, to me, it's therapy. And therapy is, well, for me, has been very good in my life. It has helped me through many roller coaster rides. Yeah. So that's how I see it. And that's been helping me. So I don't do the snacking. It's been I'm trying to think of the other things, because there's been so many. I have my notes here. What the heck did I say? Because I wrote
Yeah,
I
that's
wrote the notes
well,
out.
that's a huge one in and of itself, especially because so many women come to me because of the food issues, right? And then they don't believe that. Like, I get you actively were doing modules, but what happens with food is that like you don't need willpower. It's that you lose interest.
Okay, I was just gonna say that. I had a tip
Oh,
of my
good.
tongue.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. I'm finding this happened maybe about a month ago, more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm finding that I'm losing interest in eating.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of, it's like
Yeah,
a
like who
what?
is this? Like what? Yes. I know, because I say this on the front end of it all the time, and women are like, "What? I don't even know what that even means."
Correct. But
Yeah.
it happens, and it happened to me. And it's not every day. It's like a weird thing. It's like
Yeah.
some days it's just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not eating with gusto
Yeah.
like that, you
Yeah,
know.
impulsiveness or the
Yes.
passion about
Yes,
eating. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has kind of diminished. And that's not to say it's not without work, because this is work. And, you want to kind of tell people you have to like invest yourself in it,
Yeah.
because the more, it's like the more you invest, the more time you put into it, the more you get out of it. That's what I've noticed too, because
Yes. Well, and it's like anything else, right? If you're going to pay attention to yourself,
yeah,
like you really do get the rewards from that.
yes.
You really do.
No, no, you really
So,
do.
yeah.
I'm
Thank you.
telling you, this has like changed my life. Seriously, Dana. Like, and I don't want it like it to end ever. So
I know,
that's
I
why I'm
know,
just,
I know. Well, that's why, like, I set the program up to be a 12-month program, and then there's, of course, ongoing after that.
yeah.
But because of that, it's like there's women who will sometimes be like, I just want to get over it. Once you get into it, though, aren't you savoring the journey?
Yes.
It's like, I love it. I'm
It's
loving
so
it.
funny because I'm like, oh my God, module 9, what the heck is going to be in there? And it's like, there's always like a surprise. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you did it so like, it's perfect. Honestly, it's
Oh, and you're
perfect.
not even done yet. Yeah, what module are you on? Are you on 9?
I'm still on 8 because
You're on
I'm
8?
doing,
Perfect. And
that's the
so
part.
here's the thing. I just want to quickly interject here. So so once Madeline finishes the 12, what's cool is I've even had some women, and maybe you're already deciding this. I think I want to start this course again from the beginning.
Yeah.
I have a few women who will do that because the first time you go through it, it's, peeling the layers of the onion. It's like, let me just peel this back.
Yes.
Oh, now I'm understanding so much more. It's like
Right.
when you go through it, it's like when I ask you the same questions, but it's
Correct.
almost like I'm asking you a whole new set of questions
Yeah,
because
right.
it's like, wait, I couldn't even get there the first round.
Right. Because you're not in the same
No,
place. When you start, you're like in another land,
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you're in like
You
food
evolve.
land.
You grow. You're growing and
Yeah.
you're changing perspective and you're elevating. You're really
Oh
elevating.
yeah. No, it's
So rest assured, I'm there to catch you. There's space here. You don't. It's like it's okay. I understand not wanting it to end. And to that point, I do have some clients who've been
yeah.
with me for years,
Yeah.
and it's okay. And it's not that like you don't need to be with me. The difference is that you want to because
Of,
you
of
feel
course.
rewarded from the work.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and to tell people you're like amazing. You're there no matter what. Like if you have a question, if you just want to reach out to her,
Yeah.
like it's like you became like my like friend, but more than that, like it's just
Well,
very
that's
cool.
why I called it the MindFit mentorship because
Mentor, yeah,
it really is like a mentor. It's like
yeah,
I'm there so you can like share your stories and insights and
yep,
ahas, and like I'm there to help guide you through where
yeah,
you're at to take you to the next place.
yeah. And you're so passionate about it, and it's your baby. Like it's amazing that you put this together. I'm serious. Like I tell people, it's really going to change people's lives, whoever's watching this, and I really recommend doing it.
Thank you, Madeline. That is amazing. And that's actually like that's what I wanted to finish up with is like, if there's a woman on the fence about it, like what would you say to her?
Climb over it.
Yeah, that's right. Go your way. Do it. Bash it down.
The fence is not that high. Just do it, because honestly, we have to take care of ourselves. And, I'm talking to all different people here, because if you're young, you're not thinking like I think. I mean, I was 20 one time and 30, and I know how I thought. And we're all going to age. You're all going to get older. And it's a very important thing to pay attention, take care of your body and your soul, because like my husband says, he told me my life was going to get good in my 60s, and he was right on the money. I had a very difficult time between 20 and 50. I had a son on heroin, and he's doing well after 9 years, but my life sucked big time. I mean, I had a lot of good stuff, but you have to take care of yourself. And I was a mess for many years, a mess. That's why I had gained a lot of weight on and off, up and down. and I don't care. This is my time and I'm going to
Yeah.
do for
So now
myself.
you see the value of, I know that's so annoying when we say, like, put your oxygen mask on first, and that's what they say. The thing is, if you look back in your own life, like Madeline sharing, looking back in her life, I can look back in my life. When I put myself on the back burner and it was about everyone and everything else, who suffers? Me.
That's
I'm
right.
like, stop. I had to stop being a martyr.
Right.
At some point, I had to stop because
Yes.
it wasn't getting better. It wasn't getting easier. It was like I was digging myself into a bigger hole.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
so
That's where,
hopefully, with your eyeballs on this video, watching me and
yeah,
Madeline sharing our stories together, helping to give you a sign, it is okay for you to take care of yourself first. You have
absolutely.
to.
Absolutely. That's the one big thing I want to say. There's only one of you. And if it's destroyed, you're not gonna, and I was there many different times too.
Yeah.
And somehow came out of it, as Barbara calls me, the warrior princess. That's like my new name. Um,
Mads, the warrior princess. I love it.
like, so that's just what I want to tell people. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's very important. That doesn't mean you can't take care of other people,
That's right.
but
In fact, can you say that because you take care of yourself, you can take care of others even better?
that's right. And my therapist told me a long time ago when I was going to therapy for with my little son when he was 3 and we divorced, my husband. Um, she said, if you don't take care of yourself, you will never be a good mother to that kid. And that all I had to hear was that. And that's when back then
Yeah.
started,
Started shifting.
I came out of the hole
Yeah.
because I was really, really bad off. I was not
Yeah.
well. And I said, okay, that's it. And then I picked myself up and I started, getting myself together, and I raised a he's 33 years old now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I saved his life from being, probably overdosing or whatever.
Yes.
So thank God.
Because of who you were being. It's because of who you were able to be and the force in his life. And that's so
Right.
important.
Yeah.
Instead of being an enabler, how can
Correct.
you be somebody who has their own power
And
to
I
be
was an
able?
enabler before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I turned myself around from that. And that was with the help of therapy. That's
I
why
love it.
I'm saying things that, therapy, some people think of it, oh, you're sick, you're this, whatever. No,
Yeah.
it's just helping you to gain control of what's going on so that you can live your life.
Yep. This work, I think, complements seeing a therapist really well. I'm not a therapist. I've never went to school for psychology. I believe this course that I put together was like a divine download from like spirit. I really believe
Oh,
that.
definitely.
From stuff that I went through, I had to reverse engineer. How did I heal myself? And that's where I came up with this course. But I have been told many, many times from several clients that they're now able to take some of this, what they work on here in the mindset course, and bring it to their therapist to actually make their therapy sessions a little more productive. So that way
Definitely.
they get some ahas, and then you have me, of course, but then you can bring it back to your
Right.
therapist. It actually complements really
No,
well.
no, I see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
well, Madeline, thank you so much for doing this.
You're
I
welcome.
know that there are some women watching this video that needed to hear it, to know that one, you're not alone. It doesn't matter what age you're at. You can
No,
turn your life around at any point by taking charge of your life. And you are worth the investment. You are worth
absolutely.
the time, the money, the energy. Like, if you're afraid the money's not going to show up, what I will say is money is similar to food in that I will say it's not about the food. It's
That's
not
right.
really about the food. It's also not really about the money. It's
Correct.
that, well, I don't want to, I'm not going to spend on myself. That's too expensive. I can't do that. But where are you believing you're not worthy
Yeah.
of taking good care of yourself?
Yeah.
So that can show up in food, it can show up in money.
That's
So it's
exactly
just
right.
a place to learn about yourself. That's all it is. No judgment, just to learn, you
Yeah.
know?
It's
So
it's it's an amazing program. I would recommend it highly.
you, Madeline. Thank you, thank you. Okay, awesome. So if you have any questions, Madeline is here in our group. If you want to send her a private message or
Yep,
tag her, that would be wonderful. I'm sure she'd be more than happy because
definitely. I love
yeah, it
to
feels
share my
we
good
feel
stuff.
really good when we're able to help somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a two-way street there. You
Yeah.
need help, the person feels good helping you. It's like a win-win.
Oh,
So
yeah. I'm available for
yeah,
whenever.
that's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you, Madeline.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so I hope to see you in our mentorship program.